Love it. All right, let's go through and do a rookie draft, Mike Clay. We've had a lot of things happen. I'm going to give you. I got my drafting hat on, my Mina Kimes drafting hat on. It's my special drafting hat.
I felt bad for her yesterday when the Seahawks took a second-round running back.
Oh my gosh, seriously.
All right, that's rough.
Speaking of that, let's go through our own draft. If you were drafting right now, let's say it's a dynasty draft, you and I go back and forth through the top 10. You have the first overall pick. Who you taking for the first rookie off the board?
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. I thought the answer here was going to be Breece Hall. I thought it would be Breece Hall going in. That's why I had pre-draft as my number one guy. But this landing spot was just not quite good enough with Michael Carter there with the Jets. So I'm going to go with Drake London. You know, we talked about this throughout this show. Top 10 wide receivers in fantasy are standouts right away. Like, he'll be wide receiver 3 if history holds as a rookie. And then obviously we love him long term. The talent, the speed, the height, everything's there, opportunity. So I'm going London, first pick here.
All right. And obviously in Dynasty, when you look at the longevity of their careers, you really enjoy that. I'm, however, excited that you took Drake London because now I get to take Breece Hall at number 2 overall.
Reach.
And listen, I'm with you. The landing spot is not ideal, but this is one of those situations where he is easily, far and away, the best running back in this class. I think he has the best chance to have the most number of touches so far this year out of all the other running backs. And so give me Breece Hall number 2 because after him, it gets thin really quick with this class.
Well, running back, no doubt about it. And so I yelled reach there, obviously joking. Love Breece Hall, right? Loved him. I actually had him behind Kenneth Walker early on in my process, and then I ended up moving him ahead after just more digging, and his combine was exceptional. He checks every box. So like Breece Hall. All right, I'm up. Yeah. I'm up here. I'm going to go with another Jet. Who would have thought? Two of our top 3 picks
are
from the New York Jets. I'm going with Garrett Wilson. I'm going to get 2 top 10.
Wow.
2 top 10 wide receivers here. I mean, if you could pull that off, if you have early round picks and get 2 top 10 rookie wide receiver or wide receivers, I mean, that's a great way to go. Obviously, you're hoping here that Zach Wilson makes a leap, but Garrett Wilson looks the part. Love the pedigree. Love the ability. Wish he was a little bigger, I guess, but it doesn't necessarily matter anymore. You know, you're seeing more and more undersized standout wide receivers in the NFL. So I'll go Garrett Wilson. I think he's a long career ahead of him as a, say, wide receiver 2, maybe a wide receiver 1 if everything goes right.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how that's going to work with Zach Wilson under center. He's the kind of guy that can really open up for that offense, especially with Elijah Moore and Corey Davis still there. They're looking for things. Obviously, I just talked about Breece Hall, so some options. I don't know. We'll see. I'm actually, with my second-round pick, I'm going to take Garrett Wilson's teammate from Ohio State, Chris Olave. Taking him, he's going to the Saints. He's going to team up with Michael Thomas. I actually, please tell me if you know something more than I do, have no idea what's going to happen with Michael Thomas.
No idea. Not to mention Alvin Kamara. We don't know either. He has some off-field issues. He could miss some time. So.
And so Jameis Winston is there. You know that he likes to chuck the ball deep. You have Chris Olave, who should have a decent target share, especially with the uncertainty that we have within that offense. So I just like the opportunity that he could potentially have. Obviously, this is really early. You're going to want to wait and see what happens throughout the offseason. But he has a chance to a lot of targets here in this offense.
No doubt about it. And again, not quite a top 10 pick, but he's in the top 15, right? So tons of pedigree. You like that. You want to chase that when you're building your dynasty team, of course.
All right, let's do one more round before we head on back.
I'm going to go with another mid-first round wide receiver. Why not Treylon Burks? Of course, A.J. Brown gets traded to the Eagles, opens the door for Treylon Burks to take over as the short and long-term number 1 wide receiver for this team. Because remember, Robert Woods dealing with that torn ACL recovery, could miss some time, could be limited earlier on, and he's 30, right? So Burks, they drafted with the goal of him being their number 1 guy, big, 225 pounds. Has the size, has the speed. You're seeing the footage now of him just outrunning defenders at that size.
At 6'2", 225.
The guy has a massive, massive ceiling. I'll gladly take him there.
All right, I'm going to go with, for my pick, Jameson Williams. Obviously, don't call me a Lions Homer. Don't call me a Lions Homer. This is all about the idea that Jameson Williams potentially was looked at as the best wide receiver entering this class before the ACL injury. You look at where Detroit was able to get him. The fact that the Vikings just gave them Jameson Williams based on that trade. He has so much speed, the ability to take the top off the defense, open it up underneath for Amon-Ra St. Brown and T.J. Hawkinson.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, we're just wanting Jared Goff to be able to make sure that he can get the ball out to him. But give me Jameson Williams because the potential that he has for a long career, I am really excited about.
No doubt about it. No doubt
All right.
about it.
We're going to head on back to radio with Shay, Mike, Ian, and Jordan. ESPN Studios, Daniel Dopp here with Mike Clay, hanging out through round 6 and 7, talking about some fantasy here. Mike, and we just started a mock draft in the segment before this. We got through the first 3 rounds. We're going to kick it off here with the 4th round. Just to make sure that everyone knows, Drake London, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Treylon Burks, and Jameson Williams. Those are the 6 guys that have gone so far. You're up here with the first pick of the 4th round.
Yeah, honestly, you don't even know if we've said this name so far, which means he'll be the best in the group
Probably,
for sure.
yeah.
Complete disrespect for one of the first-round wide receivers. Jahan Dotson from Penn State goes to Washington. And again, there's so much wide receiver talent. We've barely even talked about him, but a great opportunity here. Of course, Terry McLaurin's the no question #1 wide receiver there.
Yep.
But a chance here for Dotson to step right in as the #2. Curtis Samuel's there. He's healthy this year. He'll play a role. Diami Brown didn't really work out last year. Logan Thomas is coming off a serious injury, suffered late in the season too. So that opens up some early season targets perhaps. But no doubt about it, Dotson has a path to a big role here. And hey, you know what? Say what you want about Carson Wentz. That Colts offense for about 6 weeks around the mid-late part of last season was the best in the NFL. They're scoring 3 to 5 touchdowns every single game. He peaked at pretty well last year. At his peak, he was pretty good in terms of their skill guys producing, even in a run-heavy offense. So, good spot here for Dotson.
All right. I'm going to take Christian Watson, Mike.
Love it.
Wide receiver from Green Bay. I mean, this is all about upside and potential opportunity. With Devontae Adams gone, you know that there's going to be a ton of targets open, like we talked about earlier. Alan Lazard, I feel like he's the main guy that's still there. I get they signed Sammy Watkins. Like, Randall Cobb doesn't do it for me. I mean, Christian Watson is the guy that should absolutely be targeted by Aaron Rodgers. And based on the draft capital they used in him, he should have a very productive career, assuming that Aaron Rodgers trusts him. That's the one thing that we got to make sure. Aaron Rodgers and him are on the same page, because you know how Aaron gets if he doesn't like a wide receiver.
Yeah, Randall Cobb and Sammy Watkins both had their last top 20 fantasy season the same year. It was 1992, believe it or not.
Stop it. That was a joke.
That was a joke.
That was so good.
They're a joke. It's been a long time, is what I'm saying. It hasn't been going well.
It's been a while.
Watson certainly in a good spot. So I like that one. But, you know, I've taken wide receiver.
You got a lot of wide receivers.
Another wide receiver is at four wide receivers. How about a running back? I'm going to get a running back here. Kenneth Walker from Seattle. Now, look, he might have some trouble seeing the field right away, especially if Chris Carson's back. We're not sure in his health, but if he's there, you have Rashad Penny, who they said is going to get the first shot. Even if Carson's there, Penny's getting the first shot to be the lead back. So Walker might be limited to with the occasional carry, maybe some goal line work early on. But Penny's on a 1-year deal.
Yep.
Carson, you know, not a spring chicken, even if he is healthy and back. The future is Kenneth Walker for the Seattle offense. So, again, they're going to struggle this year. It might be a slow start, but in Dynasty, I'm going to get Walker. I'm going to hold on to him. And by the way, if there's no Carson and Penny gets hurt again for the 1 millionth time in his career,
he's the lead back.
He's the lead back, and he'll get 20, 25 carries a game and maybe, you know, one or two targets. So, limited as a pass catcher, but his rushing ability is tremendous. You're seeing the tape. I'm just watching this tape. He's got to be kidding me, man. He's so good.
All right, I'm going to take Sky Moore here with my last pick. Obviously, out of Western Michigan, fell to the Kansas City Chiefs, replacing that Tyreek Hill role. And this is just as much about the idea that you put this guy with his speed and his talent in an offense with Patrick Mahomes, and we're just going to see what happens. Travis Kelce is still going to get his. Mecole Hardman does not scare me in the way that he used to, right? Byron Pringle is no longer there. You've got MVS, who joined. Give me Sky Moore, because they invested in this kid. They spent an early round pick on him, and I think that he has a lot of options here in this Chiefs offense.
Yeah, who's Patrick Mahomes' long-term #1 target? Because it's not Travis Kelce.
No.
Because he's old. He's getting older, you know. He
Juju
wasn't even
Smith-Schuster and Sky Moore.
Maybe Juju, if he works out, he's on a cheap 1-year deal. It may not even be him. But if Sky Moore is a good NFL player, at least for the next 4 years, he could be Mahomes' top target. No doubt. He could lead that team in targets the next 4 years. So I'm with you. Sometimes it's playing the lottery, taking a shot, and I get that there with Sky Moore.
All right, we're going to send it back on out to ESPN Radio with Shay. Oh, we're not going to do that, actually. No, we're going to stay here, Mike. Let's talk about some more things.
Yeah, let's talk about guys who just missed the cut here. How about some guys we were thinking about? Maybe even a guy or two picked today. But
absolutely.
You know, I'll tell you what. If we were continuing this draft, I would have went George Pickens next. I mean,
really,
you can almost do that on the basis of the Steelers drafted a wide receiver on day 2. You take that guy every time, right? Because they just don't miss on those guys. You think back to, you know, even Claypool and Juju and Antonio Brown and Santonio Holmes. I mean, it's like, they take one. There's James Washington even settled in as like a 3, you know. I mean, that's like a miss for them. So, like him for sure. John Mechie's another one. Mechie goes to Houston. We haven't really talked about him. Again, he had a late career injury as well, but he has an opportunity here for to play in Houston and play a role right away. You have Nico Collins and Brandon Cooks, who they extended, but there's an opportunity here for Mechie to play right away.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.